What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. The video is entitled Are We Grown or Just Old Kids? Looking at a lot of things, conversations, a lot of us play games like children. And one thing that we say we want somebody real, or we grown. Are we really? Are we really? The amount of people who do not want adult responsibilities, adult obligations, but say that they're grown. The amount of people who can't speak their mind like an adult and have an adult conversation, whether it's positive or contentious, without having a childish, immature response, is not as high as we would like to say. The amount of quote-unquote grown folks making childish decisions and not being able to live with the consequences of those childish decisions make me question. Are we grown or are we old kids? The amount of adults and people who are grown who don't want to give up presenting themselves to the world like a child or a teenager or a young adult. You can't grow up. The amount of people looking for somebody else to be an adult for them in the relationship, because the amount of quote unquote grown people who think it's okay to be a burden on another adult under the guise of being in a relationship, and that goes for men and women. I'm not trying to take in one or the other side. The amount of people who have double standards and hypocrisies, not based on our social, not based on our gender roles or societies, how we're socialized in society, but purely just based on the fact that I want to be able to do it and you can't. The principles, the principles are wrong. This is not socialization. You're hypocritical and have double standards on principles. That's childish. But are we grown or are we old kids? The amount of adults who are just getting it together. And you got to ask yourself, how come, I see people, I can see a person falling off and getting back together. I can get that. But people who never fell off, who just never got it together. But we grown. The amount of quote unquote adults who don't have long-term thinking or impulsive as far as their decisions, and whether they be irrational, impulsive, irresponsible, reckless, hedonistic, just because I feel to have a bunch of adults who still flying by the seat of their pants based on feelings. Are you grown or are you just an old child? To have other adults have to go off on you and chew you out about things you shouldn't be doing as an adult because you're perpetuating a cycle of immaturity on a regular basis. Over and over, and being grown and being an adult with your childishness. Are we grown or old children? How many people are stuck in high school mentally? How many people view the world as they would high school mentally? How many adults who can't function past their past their childhood trauma? You know, how many adults can't take responsibility for their own actions? Right? How many adults afraid of the longevity that some responsibilities come with? I don't like it. See, some people are afraid of quote unquote marriage or commitment or home ownership or business or starting a business or we say follow your passions, but maintaining your passion. You see, a lot of people want to follow their passion, but when the passion dies, they're gonna figure out another passion and follow that. A lot of people don't maintain their passions because they don't want to give it constant effort. That's childish. That's very childish. How many of us are teaching the next generation bad habits and then blaming them for their adults, and we work like children? We always looking for a way out, a scheme, a hustle, shortcuts. They did things the right way, and if it took them doing it the long way, we're just doing things fly by night, and that's okay. It's not okay. Are we grown or are we old kids? Playing games with other people, playing games with other people's time, playing games with other people's emotions, playing games with other people's resources, other people's efforts, playing games. But you say you grown. How? How, Sway? Being adult, still playing dress up. Not being not comfortable in your own skin in the morning. Being comfortable in your own skin, not being comfortable in your own skin. Always having insecurities that you should be way past. But we grown, right? Can't keep it 100 with a person. Can't be completely, can't keep it 100 with ourselves. But we grown. But we grown. And but we don't want to talk about the reality. And the reality is, a lot of us want to live the fantasy, the American fantasy, as adults, and we don't want to let it go. We are living in cartoons and movies and television shows, and not reality. We having a hard time dealing with reality because we're not grown. We're just old kids. When people who are younger than you give you that look like, you still ain't figured this out yet? You still don't know what you're doing? Seriously? You still unsure about adult decisions? Seriously? There are certain things that are just natural things that happen, but the idea that you're supposed to grow and evolve, we're not growing and evolving. You get what I'm saying? We're just not growing and evolving. We're doing the same thing and just getting older. You're not paying attention to the nuance. You're not paying attention to the circumstance. You're not paying attention to your own experiences and how to make these situations better because of the experiences. It's just jumping into the same scenarios over and over and over again, expecting the same results, but we getting older. They're thinking that nothing's wrong. We don't have to improve, but the world needs to improve. That's not grown. That's very childish. Everybody else got a problem, but I don't. Everybody else is the problem, but I'm not. That's bull. You know what I'm saying? Are we grown or are we old kids? The running from being put in the hot seat. See that grown people don't run from the hot seat. They accept it. Kids run from the hot seat. So are we grown or are we just old kids? So I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.